Welcome back to school, everyone, and welcome to Seahawk Central News, your source for the latest news affecting the UNCW community. I'm Janae Randall.
And I'm Sarah Lively. We hope everyone had a fun and safe summer. Also, safe surfing to those internet users checking us out on YouTube. Seahawk Central News is now available 24/7 online. Check us out at youtube.com/tealtv2010.
In this episode, we will get the chance to see what a few fellow students were up to this summer, along with a first-hand look at Beach Blast.
We also have an exclusive interview with the new UNCW Chancellor, Dr. Miller. Also, make sure to catch up on sports with Ben Tyson and the latest movies with Chris Vickery.
Seahawk Central News starts right now. Last Saturday was a big day for thousands of new students on campus. As part of the UNC Welcome event, more than 1,700 volunteers helped students move their belongings into their new homes. The move-in event has been a tradition at UNCW for more than 10 years. Over 1,900 freshmen moved in during the event, contributing to more than 4,200 students living on campus. Later in the evening, the UNCW Welcome program also hosted a hypnosis show starring Brian Imbus in Trask Coliseum. Trask was filled with new and current students alike as they watched their friends perform on stage. Imbus was so skilled that several students sitting in the audience fell under his spell and eventually made their way to the stage at Imbus's command. Unfortunately, media was not allowed to film any events taking place on stage, but we did get an interview with one of the students who was hypnotized from his seat, Philip Varviras.
Well, I was out in the audience and I was like, well, I'll try it. I'll do the same things that he was telling them to do and on stage, and I was like, worth a shot. I've never done this before. I heard it's really cool. So yeah, I just did all the things that he said, and all of a sudden I was just out of control. I was just out of control and not really, I don't know, I felt like I was somewhat in control, but it was really, I don't know, I'm still in a daze.
The beginning of the year hypnotist show has taken place at UNCW for some time now and will hopefully be back again next year.
New and returning students had a chance to share a UNCW tradition before classes began. This past Tuesday, Beach Blast was held as part of UNC Welcome events. Our very own Caroline Walkup hit the beach to get us the story. Caroline?
This year's Beach Blast has thousands of Seahawk students flocking to Crystal Pier to wrap up their summer vacations and celebrate the beginning of a new school year.
Wrightsville Beach was covered with UNCW students Tuesday. Students gathered for an active day at the beach. Whether they arrived by car, bike, or bus, the students were ready to have a blast. The shuttle lines were long, but students remained enthusiastic.
Go Seahawks! Go Seahawks! Woo! Woo!
Plenty of new students were enjoying freebies and meeting new friends.
Yeah, we met a lot of people today. I mean, it's been really fun. It's good to get out and meet people.
The all-day event helps students feel excited about the new year and getting involved.
Looks like UNCW has hosted yet another successful Beach Blast here today with a huge turnout and lots of fun. I'm Caroline Walkup with Seahawk Central News Teal TV. I'll see you in class.
With the start of the new school year, UNCW welcomes new and returning students back to campus with a series of traditional events courtesy of UNC Welcome. For over 10 years, UNC Welcome events have helped ease students into campus life. The approximate 1,990 freshmen joining the Seahawk family this fall will be no exception. On Wednesday, student ambassadors were available all day throughout Chancellor's Walk to answer students' questions, pass out campus maps, and hand out fresh lemonade. Later in the evening, students had the opportunity to enjoy music and a fireworks display at the Gazebo Recreation Center.
Let's go outside and chat with fellow students on Chancellor's Walk. Here is Rachel Nagel with Talk on the Walk.
Hello Seahawks, and welcome back for the 2011-2012 school year. I'm out on Chancellor's Walk asking our fellow students what they did this summer and whether or not they're happy to be back at school.
this summer. It was crazy for me. Went to a whole lot of music festivals. I lost my mind at these music festivals, but it feels good to be back here at school. Got to get my mind right, you know?
I was here all summer working at Chuck E. Cheese, and I'm glad to be a senior and almost graduating.
This summer, all I did was go to summer school. I was in school in UNCC, and that's basically all I did. And right now, I'm back at the beach, and I just get to be here and chill.
To be honest, I didn't really do much this summer. I kind of hung out with my boyfriend, hung out with my friends, went to the beach a little. Just kind of relaxed and enjoyed my last summer at home.
It's really fun here, and then there are a lot of hot girls here, and I enjoy meeting all of them.
And this summer, I worked for Environment North Carolina, and I'm really excited to be back at school.
Well, we certainly heard a lot of interesting answers, and it seems as though everybody's happy to be back on campus, or at least closer to the beach. Here's wishing everybody good luck for this following school year. I'm Rachel Nagel for Seahawk Central News, Teal TV.
Thanks, Rachel. Wilmington is currently preparing for what may be a Category 3 storm hitting. According to the National Weather Service, the storm is scheduled to impact our area on Friday evening and Saturday morning. Students are advised to listen to school officials for instructions in any hurricane situation. The school's hurricane policy states that students will be allowed 6 to 8 hours of safe driving before arrival of 40-mile-per-hour winds. Also, regular updates on closing and reopening the campus are available by calling the UNCW Emergency Hotline at 1-888-657-5751 or on the UNCW homepage, www.uncw.edu.
Now it is time for the exclusive interview with the newly elected Chancellor, Dr. Miller. Here's Caroline Keith.
We're here with our new Chancellor, Chancellor Miller, and first off, we'd like to welcome you to the set of Seahawk Central News.
Well, thank you. I'm really glad to be here.
First off, we'd like to hear about a little bit about your past. I mean, where did you go to college? What were you involved with before UNCW?
Well, I grew up in Western Virginia. I won't go that far back, but I grew up in Western Virginia. So I went to a Virginia Public University. I went to William and Mary and stayed there for my bachelor's in biology and master's degree, and then went off for a PhD at Mississippi State University, where I studied ecology and biostatistics mainly, and then started an academic career, first at Weber State University in Utah for a couple years, and then 14 years at University of Mississippi, where I was mainly a faculty member for the first half of that time, and then I became department chair and got more and more interested in academic or in administrative problems and solving problems with people, working more with people on broader university issues. So there came a time when somebody asked me if I wanted to be a dean, and so we thought we'd try that, and I spent 4 years at the University of the Pacific in Stockton, California, and then decided we would take the next step and became provost at Wichita State University. I was there 5 years in Kansas, and now I'm here.
What is it about UNCW and the city of Wilmington that, I mean, really inspired you to come here? I mean, why Wilmington?
The thing I really liked about the university was this commitment to faculty and student interaction. I think that's very, very important today, and it suggests a few things. It suggested a few things to me. One is there's a great faculty here, and that's been something that's been demonstrated to me since I've been here and started to meet people. But it also suggested there are great students here who were really curious, who wanted to discover, and maybe not just satisfied to sit in the classroom, but really wanted to reach out and ask some questions. So the university seemed like a place that was leading in a leading institution in American higher education. But then there's Wilmington, and you know, I like the beach. Although I grew up in the mountains, I've always loved the water. And we found it to be just extraordinarily warm, wonderful restaurants, beautiful beaches, and just a lot of things to do when we have time, when we're not on campus.
What type of relationship are you looking with the student body? I mean, what type of image do you want to maintain?
Well, I want to be accessible to students. When I talked to the search committee and President Ross and others about relationships with students when we were interviewing, I made 2 points really that I think are important. Both of us, students have a lot to offer to me, and I have something to offer to them. And I think what I would like is to get to know students in their environment, which is in the classroom and where they live and in their activities. And we've started to do that with move-in day this week and some others. But I also want students to get to know me in my environment, because I have some experience that students don't yet have. And when we can find opportunities for students to be with us in the activities that we do around the Chancellor's office and in the university and in the decision-making process, then we're going to try to make those available too, so that we can both learn from each other. I want to be transparent in general and accessible to students and learn from students and provide them an opportunity to learn from me.
All right, well, on behalf of student media, we'd like to thank you so much for coming in.
You're so kind. I thank you so much.
Thanks, Caroline. Once again, let's head over to the sports desk. Here's Ben Tyson. Ben?